The Taj Mahal, just hearing its name instantly brings to mind white marble, perfect symmetry, and a timeless symbol of love. It is one of the most iconic structures in the world, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But beyond the stunning architecture and the romantic tale of Emperor Shah Jahan and his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, there's a question that many people have probably thought about without ever really asking. Why is it called Taj Mahal? Today, we're diving into the story behind the name and how it reflects the culture, history, and emotion embedded into this legendary structure, right here on History of Simple Things. To understand why it is called the Taj Mahal, we first need to understand the context in which it was built. The Taj Mahal was commissioned by Shah Jahan, the fifth Mughal emperor, in 1632 after the death of his wife, Arjuman Banu Begum, better known by her royal title, Mumtaz Mahal. She died during childbirth, and historical texts describe Shah Jahan as devastated, withdrawing from public life for months and mourning deeply. The Mughal Empire at this time was at its cultural peak. Persian, Central Asian, and Indian influences were blending to create new forms of art, architecture, language, poetry, and symbolism. Naming structures, especially grand ones, often carried layers of meaning. They were meant to reflect honor, love, respect, and often spirituality. The Taj Mahal, therefore, needed a name that matched the love story and the grandeur of the monument, but also one that fit into the linguistic world of the Mughals, who primarily used Persian as their court language. That is the world in which the name Taj Mahal was born. Let's break it down from the beginning. The word Taj comes from Persian, and it means crown. In Mughal culture, deeply influenced by Persian art and language, the idea of a crown was more than just a physical ornament worn by rulers. It symbolized glory, honor, and greatness. A crown represents something at the pinnacle, the highest or the best, something that stands above everything else. So when the word Taj appears in poetry or architecture, it often represents something of unmatched beauty or dignity. In the case of the Taj Mahal, this crown is linked to the idea that the mausoleum was meant to be the crowning jewel of architecture, a structure that stands above all other creations. Many historians also believe that Shah Jahan intended the monument to be a crown-like piece resting above the Yamuna River. The second part of the name, Mahal, also has Persian roots. It translates to palace or mansion. In Mughal architecture, Mahal often appears in names of royal residences and private chambers, such as Rang Mahal, Zenana Mahal, and more. It evokes imagery of spacious halls, arches, courtyards, and the royal style that the Mughals were famous for. But Mahal can also mean a place dedicated to someone, an abode built in honor of a person. In the case of the Taj Mahal, the word becomes even more meaningful when connected to Mumtaz Mahal. Her title literally meant the chosen one of the palace, or the jewel of the palace. When you put these elements together, you can start to see how the name of the monument is more than just a label. It is a tribute. While the name Taj Mahal is often interpreted as Crown Palace, many historians and scholars believe that it may actually be a poetic shortening of Mumtaz Mahal. Mumtaz Mahal was Shah Jahan's favorite wife, his trusted advisor, and the woman he considered his spiritual companion. Some argue that the real name of the monument may originally have been Rauza-e Mumtaz, which translates to the Tomb of Mumtaz, and that the name Taj Mahal evolved over time as a more elegant, poetic form referencing her title. In this interpretation, the Taj Mahal essentially means the Palace of Mumtaz or the Crown of Mumtaz, suggesting that the monument itself stands as a reflection of her importance, not as a queen with political power, but as the woman Shah Jahan cherished above all. Whether the name was intentionally chosen to echo her title, or whether it evolved organically from centuries of retelling, the connection between Mumtaz and the name is undeniable. The Taj Mahal is ultimately her resting place, built as a sign of eternal love, and the name carries that emotional symbolism. Beyond the linguistic meanings, the name Taj Mahal also holds spiritual symbolism. In many Middle Eastern and South Asian cultures, influenced by Persian thought, crowns and palaces often appear in poetry as symbols of paradise or the afterlife. The Mughals themselves were inspired by Islamic principles of paradise. The Taj Mahal's entire layout is designed to resemble a vision of heaven on earth. Naming it something majestic, something that evokes crowns and palaces, made it clear that this was not an ordinary tomb. It was meant to be a sacred space, a paradise built out of marble. So why is it called the Taj Mahal? Because its name beautifully weaves together language, poetry, royal culture, and love. Taj represents a crown, something unmatched, elevated, glorious. Mahal means palace or abode, a place worthy of royalty. Together, they create a name that reflects both the grandeur of Mughal architecture and the personal devotion behind its creation. Whether you interpret the name as Crown Palace, Crown of the Palace, or a poetic echo of Mumtaz Mahal's title, one thing is clear. The name is as meaningful as the monument itself. It captures the emotion, the artistry, and the eternal story of love that turned grief into one of the world's greatest wonders. And as long as people continue to admire the Taj Mahal, the meaning behind its name will remain a reminder of how powerful love and memory can be. And even today, when people from all over the world whisper the words Taj Mahal, they are unknowingly echoing the same blend of love, devotion, and artistry that inspired its creation nearly 400 years ago. The name has become inseparable from the monument itself, proof that powerful stories do not just shape history, they shape the very words we use to remember it. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.